All right, so the studio died mid-show. That's never happened before at Blue Echo Radio, but I cannot say that it surprised me. With me, I have Shadowplay, and we're still going to do the damn thing. So, leaving where I left off before cutting to the music, which hopefully it played before it died, I asked about your favorite horror movies, but you guys are about rock as well. So I want to know about some of your favorite musicians, not just who's influenced you, but who you listen to, like, in your personal life.
Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Deftones.
Deftones?
Yeah.
Cool. Trevor?
Me, I listen to a lot of rap influence as well, like Lil Peep, Puya.
Look at rolling his eyes.
Yeah.
This is almost better
But
than a radio show because you can watch.
I also listen to a lot of metal, like Escape the Fate, Motionless in White. I still listen to Korn, Slipknot almost constantly, and a lot of stuff like that. But I'm into a whole lot of stuff. So.
Cool. Phil back there?
I think I was listening to Bowie on the way up here, and God, what have I been into lately? Like the Deftones, Jay got me on that. I've been listening to a lot of Deftones lately, and I've been listening to a lot of classic rock lately. So
Right on. Any favorite classic rock bands?
ELOs, I've been listening to them a lot. God, I don't know. I listen to so much music.
Definitely safe to say that music is a big part of everybody's life here.
Yeah, sure.
So I got the opportunity to watch you guys perform for a lot of the music video that we did recently for Pure Dark. What's it like to perform as a group? Like, what's your favorite part about performing, especially like together as you are now versus where you were 20 years ago?
Well, I mean, the crowd being into it really makes a difference. And the more the people, the energy, and you can feed off the energy. Right now, what would you say, Bill?
Well, I would say it's the money. I mean,
We make so much money.
We do. It's insane. You know.
We got racks.
No.
My favorite part is definitely the feeling, because when you're playing, since I started playing about 7 months ago, I couldn't really do a whole lot. But like as you continue to play and get better, the emotion you're feeling, you definitely portray that on your instrument for sure. So the feeling is definitely my favorite part.
And can you describe that feeling?
That feeling. So like if you're not feeling it, you're in a bad mood, you're playing kind of, not great. But then as the show continues, or practice continues, then you get in a better mood, you start feeling it, and then you put all of your emotion into it, and it sounds a lot better.
Cool. What is the farthest you guys have traveled to perform? Any kind of traveling, any tours?
Not currently in this lineup. We're hoping to do that this year. Actually, that's in the making. South Carolina.
Cool.
Is pretty much as far as we went, mainly just locally.
Any cities in mind for this year?
Asheville, definitely. Charlotte. Just in this state. I mean, really wanting to go just do a tour of the East Coast, go down a little north and then go down south, Florida.
And are there any lined up shows that you can promote right now for the listeners?
No, unfortunately not. We're focusing on finishing the record right now. That's been our top priority, other than doing the music videos.
Right.
We're through with the music videos for now, and now we want to finish this album and get it out because it's long overdue. And after that, then it's mainly just focusing on the live shows and booking a tour and seeing where it goes,
Right on. And asked about cities that you want to. What do you have a release date for the album?
Not currently, but I mean, I would say March.
March.
That's what we're shooting for. I think that's doable. It's only going to be released on vinyl.
Sweet.
And exclusive to certain stores.
Certain stores?
Yeah, we're not going to release
store?
it. We're not going to release it digitally for a while.
Cool.
Other than what's already been released, just because keep it kind of grassroots with the vinyl. We think. We love vinyl, so.
Anything you can talk about the album, like any kind of influences, what kind of sounds are put behind it?
I think it's bouncing everywhere with the sounds. I mean, there's some grunge, there's some metal. It's steering away from a lot of the metal and going into an industrial type grunge rock, like hard rock, classic rock. I mean, that's my opinion of where it's heading. I mean,
we got one punk song on there, Chris.
oh, we do have a punk song, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, Christine. That's kind of a gothic horror type. I wrote the lyrics over a serial killer that I'd seen this thing on TV like many years ago about this dude that was killing these girls, and then I thought, what would it be like to be behind the mind of a serial killer? So I started writing this, and it was really offensive, and only a few people liked it, and Bill was one of the ones that liked it. I mean, it's catchy.
Well, I mean, if you like it, and if you like it,
But it's-
and if you have to like it because he's your dad,
No, I don't.
then
Oh,
you
there's
can take
quite a
it.
few other people that's like really listen to that. And not many people's heard it, but they're like, man, that's my song, you know. So I think it might do well on the album.
Do we want to promote the store in which it will be available?
Only at the Rock Shop.
Only at the
The
Rock
Rock Shop. The Rock Shop in Morganton, North Carolina, at the Jamestown Flea Market, owned by Bill.
Thank you.
It's an exclusive.
There
That
it
dude.
is.
Right, there he is.
I can't.
Big plug.
Big plug.
Thank you.
Listen and enjoy. Moving on to the next questions, which are all about the video that we recently shot for Pure Dark. We shot that at Lake Hickory Haunts over last December. It was the day before my birthday. It was my last act as a teenager. Wouldn't rather be doing anything else. It's
Yeah,
what I
glad
love
you
to
could
do.
celebrate it with us.
Had my birthday celebration at Waffle House at like 3 a.m. afterwards. So you guys have a few different music videos behind you already, but Pure Dark is the first music video of yours that operates on the scale that it does. What made you guys want to up your music video game and actually go out and record, use a setting, and use like a narrative?
I just felt like it was time, and if we had the ability to do it, why not? You know,
Right.
I didn't think, you know, we would actually be able to land Lake Hickory Haunts, but the owner was cool and, you know, let us do that there, and you guys was cool for coming and making it what it was, you know.
Yeah, especially for the work you guys put in for
Yeah,
nothing.
We
Really.
appreciate
That was
that.
a lot of work.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I remember being on the group call with you guys like 2 weeks before, and I was like, do you want to direct? And I was like, I thought I was locations manager. I thought I was done here. But definitely pulled it together. Definitely enjoyed the final product. I was Frankensteining the shit out of it yesterday for my reel. I'm cutting a new director's reel, and I was like, which parts do I want to use? What do I want to put in here? And I've actually recut a few of my previous films and kind of put like a more twisted, more like bad acid trip kind of vibe to it. So Pure Dark kind of married right in there with the other shots that I was doing. So definitely cool. Definitely looking forward to releasing that. I'll have my director's reel out soon. Shameless plug for myself. What was the process of shopping locations like? Like I mentioned, that was originally what I was helping you guys with, because I got a message from Bill asking if there were any kind of regional Western North Carolina haunts that might be open. But what was that like, sort of looking at different locations, and how did you come to Lake Hickory Haunts as where you wanted to be?
Well, every Halloween I try to go to the local area haunts because I really enjoy haunted houses and things like that. But Lake Hickory I was really impressed with Lake Hickory. Been there a couple of times, and I thought, go big or go home, you know. So I contacted the two. I'm not going to mention the other place because they didn't ever book us, but you know, I feel like Lake Hickory is the biggest, best haunt around here, and so I was impressed with it. So I thought if we could shoot a music video there, why not?
I think this is really freaking cool. I just got a message on the show. It says, hi from Serbia. We're listening to your radio station in Serbia, with a wave and a thumbs up. So hello from Serbia.
Serbia.
Glad you're listening.
Yeah, thank you.
So anybody else want to weigh in on what the process was like shopping different locations and how you came to Lake Hickory Haunts?
Well, we've been to Lake Hickory Haunts multiple times.
As you should.
Yeah,
Best
exactly.
in the Carolinas.
Seems fun.
7 years running.
And it was really fun. So we actually, last time we went there, Dad was mentioning in the 2-hour wait, because there's so many people there, is that it would be so cool to shoot a video here because of all of the attractions and different
Flamethrowers.
flamethrowers. He was really ecstatic about things. So we always wanted to do that, but we never thought it would happen.
I'm working on learning the fire spinning. I really want to do fans, but I've also been like open to learning the staff and baton. I want to be able to do that by next season. So when y'all come up there and play live, let me be up on stage with you with,
That would be
with
awesome.
some flames.
Fire's always good.
You can play Anger Burns. I'll
Yeah.
throw some
We
flames
can
around.
So,
Oh, your best friend just commented.
hey, best friend.
Bill, do you want to weigh in about Lake Hickory Haunts? I know you were originally the one that reached out to me about locations, and I thank you for that, because without you sort of setting that ball rolling, I wouldn't have been involved at all.
Yeah, I don't know. We just kind of got with him, and then, I think the whole thing got rolling is when we got talking to you, and because we had the place booked, but we were like, well, what are we going to do? And it was like, well, we could, we didn't know. So you came in, you kind of seemed like you knew what you were doing, and got to give all the credit for you, because we would have been totally lost down there if it hadn't been for you. So.
And what
Props to
about?
you.
Well, thank you. Goodness. And hey, best friend, if you don't mind liking and sharing, we could definitely use a couple more viewers here. We'll have it open. I'm going to share it to my own page real quick if I can. Nope, I can't. Just kidding. Definitely get that ball rolling, best friend. You can be my best friend too.
Yes. Shout out Amanda.
Shout out Amanda and shout out Serbia. Right?
Yeah, that's
We just got
definitely
that
cool.
like.
Hey.
That's definitely cool.
But so what about Lake Hickory Haunts made you guys want to do the video there as far as like the physical location? What part, when you were doing the walkthrough with the owner and the manager, what really spoke to you? Because I remember that phone call later that night, be like, we have all these locations and we really want to film it here and here, and I was like trying to write a narrative around all these places. So what really got you guys excited?
The scale at which they make like Hickory Haunts. I mean, and it's got like so many medical type rooms and different things that, man, we could spend probably make 8-10 music videos there, and it'd be totally different because that place is just so awesome. They really go all out at shows, and that's why they're the best, I'd say.
Right on. There's 7 attractions in total plus Midway, so you really could do like 8 or 9 and just never hit the same room twice. Part of why I love it, but we're not here to plug Lake Hickory Haunts. We're here to talk about the shoot. So what were your expectations going into the shoot? Excuse me.
I'm just hoping to get a good finished product. I mean,
And did we meet them?
yeah, definitely. I mean,
It was better than our last video. The last video was very stressful. Very long, very hot, with all black. The director, he shall not be named, but he kept calling me Justin because he thought it was Justin Bieber or something. And he's like, pulled me to the side. He was like, oh, I got a mean face. And I don't have a mean face. So I was like,
but I gotta agree, you need a mean face.
I just need to wear a mask or something.
Get a little snarl.
I can't do that. I just smile.
can't,
The only person that pisses him off is me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 2.5 seconds. I just want to punch
We gotta harness some of that.
him.
So, what was your expectation going into the video, Bill?
Oh, just like Jay said, just to get a good, solid product and put it out there. And it turned out great. You guys done a great job, and it was awesome. It was an awesome experience for me.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely on the.
It was very cold. And,
yeah, as we can see in one of the photos.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, have you got nips out or something?
No, okay, so a friend
I gotta
brought me
know.
a blanket, and they give me crap about it because I was the only one with the blanket.
Oh, are you talking about that photo that I posted
Yeah,
on
that
Sunday?
I had a
You and the
blanket.
nurse, and
I
she's
was
like
like-
all bundled up, and you got a blanket. Yeah, I made sure to tag you in that one.
Thank you.
I was like, how
Appreciate it.
precious.
Got a whole lot of flashing.
So this is everybody's first acting gig. What was your favorite part about filming as far as being in front of the camera?
Well, I mean, the challenge of doing it. I mean, acting is not really something that I ever really tried. It's always piqued my interest. You know, I've always been interested in music, photography, and art of some sort, but I knew I was no actor, you know. But it was really, I think, just challenging to do, and I hope that I did a good job, you know.
I think you did a good job, especially in that meat room. When it's performance based, it was really, we got some good stuff.
Yeah, we did.
What about you, Trevor?
That was very scary for me. That was the first time I've ever been in front of cameras like that. But as it went on, it got a little easier. But my favorite part
Getting
was
sheep eyeball juice.
yeah,
in
the
your eye?
sheep eyeball juice was not cool.
Which I didn't even find out until like a
Yeah.
few weeks ago.
They were like putting my eyeball over my thing and it dripped.
I
And
didn't.
then
I
this
did
eye,
not realize that
or
it had
which-
dripped
Oh yeah, this eye.
because we had you screamed. We had your
Yeah.
eye patched.
Yeah, one eye, but the other eye.
Oh,
Sheep juice in it.
Huh.
So that was not cool. But it was okay. I was
Bleed
freaking
for
out
your eye.
screaming.
you'll be
So,
okay.
Yeah.
You'll live.
I've never had a real eyeball from my real eyeballs. Pretty scary.
What are you talking about? They removed your real eyeball. And put it back
Yeah.
in.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You were there, dude.
Sorry. Aliens are abducted.
So, Bill, I think I know what your favorite part was. It was probably
What's
that 6-shot vomit.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Didn't know we could make the video, thank God.
It was like, don't use that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some.
Can't.
I remember there was one take specifically where we had a PA who had her hands like ready to catch. She had a bag and she had her hands out to like catch the vomit, and it looked really good performance-wise. But her hands were hovering at the whole like bottom third of the shot, and when I was like, "Bill, I'm so sorry, but I can't use it. We're gonna have to fill your mouth up again."
Yeah.
I could feel the
What was
hatred.
in that vomit?
I don't
It looked
know.
like real vomit.
Oh.
It did. I had to like go
My own special recipe.
explore while you
Actually,
guys
it
was
tasted
doing that.
great. Which it was the texture
What?
that got you. Yeah, it tasted really good. I mean, but it was the texture that, I think that last time I actually did kind of vomit.
Definitely no GG Allen here,
No.
you know.
It my own special recipe comes from years of practice. That one I didn't use baby food. I usually use baby food. You're welcome. But this time it was I didn't have a rig, so I didn't want to put baby food in your mouth because I'm kind. But this time it was Tang for color, instant Lipton tea for color, cornstarch to thicken, and graham crackers for that, like, soaked overnight, so they were like good and mushy and disgusting.
Yes, they were.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So why did you choose Pure Dark? This is more of a question for you, Jace, assuming that it was kind of your idea. Why did you choose that song over your other songs for the whole video treatment and for that location?
Well, I can't take credit for that because I think it was more Bill's idea for Pure Dark. We had tossed around ideas, we didn't really hit on the horror. Well, we wanted to make a really horror type video, but we didn't even think about at that time using some of the local attractions. But Bill's really got the one. He said, "Man, this would go great with a horror theme," and we was kind of shopping it around to different people to make a really good video.
I mean, that wasn't your first choice?
No.
What the hell?
Yeah. No,
Interview's
sorry.
over.
Yeah. I was just saying it was
Yeah.
more or less his idea to make it into a horror type video.
Wow. And is that, like, that song matched the aesthetic for the video you were wanting to do?
Yeah, I think it matched pretty well. I
Yeah.
mean, as far as the lyrics and stuff, it is, it's more personal, twisted type of mental thing.
Right.
But you combine that with the asylum type theme and, the horror feeling like you're trapped inside of. So it kind of worked out really well to really paint the picture of what the words really meant. So
Yeah, I remember referencing that the review we got. Somebody said that it seemed like the video was tailor-made for the song, and that's what kind of I wanted to ask about that, because I did tailor-make the video for the song, but I was wondering what made you guys choose that song, especially like before we had gone into writing like the narrative for the video. That was like, I think it all like blended together really well, especially like the insane asylum pieces and all the movement that we did. That was a suggestion from you, like the POV and like heavy movement, heavy like in your face imagery with like ripping the eyeballs out and vomiting everywhere. I definitely think it matches well. So what was your inspiration beyond writing the song?
it's hard to describe. I think it was written more or less about having something inside of you that is evil, you know, the yin and the yang of everyday life. But if your dark side's a little bit darker than others, then what do? You either express yourself in a way of, for me, poetry and writing songs, or, you know, some people do other things. So.
Right. Got to do it in a positive way. And since I'm asking, and since it was suggested specifically by somebody here who will not be named but is getting the stare down, what is Forever Me? Who's that written about?
That
gotta get that reaction in there.
That is a combination of a lot of girls that I had dated. I guess I decided I want to write a positive song for once, because I've always got, can we cuss on air?
Yeah, do
There's a
whatever
song
you
called
want.
"New Fuck" on the first album. You know, it's like you're a dirty little slut. Well, you always give it up. She's my new fuck.
Right.
You know, so I've always
Song was
been
written about me.
very negative when I wrote about my ex-girlfriends and stuff like that. Jaded was about an ex-girlfriend. And I decided I wanted to really write something a little bit more positive. So, and it was actually a lot kind of make-believe of what the fairy tale that you would want, but it just happened to center around a certain person that we will not name. Someone keeps giving me hell about.
She might be somewhere where she can't.
Yeah, well, you know.
Is she in Serbia by any chance?
Hopefully.
Cool. So sorry for bringing it up. I was told
fine.
specifically to bring it up.
Thank you.
Well, you know, write something positive and you want to make somebody happy, just tell them it's about it.
Right.
That's an old song.
It's a very old song. It was like the first time that Bill played drums with us. I mean,
That song's probably 10 years old.
we was a three-piece then, and that person was in the band too,
This is true.
on bass.
I replaced it.
Narrowing it down.
Yeah.
I'm the greatest.
Better.
Yeah, way better.
You upgraded.
Oh yeah, he taught himself. I taught hers. You know, he's picked up really well. I think he's come a long ways.
And you said you started 7 months ago?
Yeah.
I would have
Well,
never guessed that.
before then, really, he started picking it up.
Well,
in
actually,
fifth or
okay,
sixth
there's
grade,
a
then he just
story.
dropped
There's
it.
a story to that. Okay.
Tell us a story.
So I auditioned for the talent show, and I wrote a
Sixth
song
grade.
on the
Sixth
bass
grade.
in sixth grade.
I
So it's
programmed
the
some drums
elementary,
for him.
Yeah.
the middle school talent show?
Yeah. No, it was elementary school.
Elementary school.
But I got up there, and I played my heart out in front of like 300 people.
Done
This
good.
is going to be a sad story.
Yeah, it's very sad. And so I was just slapping away. Had my little black sweater on. I look great.
That's badass.
Anyway.
Sixth grader could
As
be.
usual. Anyway, so I got done playing. I got off, and the girl hula hooping won, and I got really upset. So I
It's
quit.
just the place, the area, the small town politics.
Oh, I totally feel it.
It was an original song that he wrote. Actually, you know, I just programmed some drums, and he wrote that bass line around it, and I was really impressed for the first thing he ever did. And I think it should have won.
I
But
do too.
mad respect for a singer, performer, songwriter. Like somebody who can write something and perform it. Mad respect.
Appreciate you.
It's like you have, especially in like a lot of like smaller talent shows, you have a lot of people doing covers, you have a lot of people singing,
Yeah.
not to knock on it, but then when you have somebody that's different, that can bring in their own thing.
I was the only one that the announcer said original song.
Yeah.
I got it on video. Maybe I'll release it one day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got it on
Oh,
video.
no.
Share it. Give us a scoop. We'll post it on the radio
no.
page.
Please don't.
You said you look good.
I like to think I look good.
I definitely don't get enough points for creativity, especially when you put, a lot of times when you create your own thing, it's like people want to hear redubs of the same thing.
Yeah.
People want to hear like cute versions of everything, but when you put something out there that's original that nobody has ever seen before, nobody's ever heard, they don't really know what to do with it.
Yeah, and I think that brings us to a good point. I mean, I feel like what we're doing now with our sound is different than a lot of what anybody's doing around here. And, that works to your advantage in certain ways, and at first it can work as a big disadvantage,
Right.
as far as because everybody wants to hear this certain type of metal, and we don't really do that.
Hardcore screaming type stuff, which is most people who listen to our music at my school, they usually say there should be more screaming, there should be more, heavy stuff, which we do heavy stuff, but we don't have a whole lot to scream out. It's going to sound different
Right.
than everybody else around here.
I mean, y'all do pretty harsh vocals without the screaming. I think it's refreshing. It's got something new. You got something to say. Like, you can ask yourself, like, what is this song about? And you have an answer. It's not just, hashing of lyrics. It means something. It's storytelling. And that's what I respect, especially like musicians and filmmakers, is when they have something to say. I have one more question.
Sure.
It's a two-parter. The first one is just for you, Jay. The second one's going to be just for Trevor.
I don't know.
We're going to have one just for Bill.
Yeah, this is unfair.
It won't
Feel
fit.
bad for Bill.
It won't work.
It won't work for him. So I want to know if it's weird to work with your son.
I'm actually happy about it. I mean, it gives us something to do. We've always been real close, and as he kind of got older, teenagers usually pull apart from their parents. He seems to be pulling towards a lot of the things that I've always liked, that he used to give me crap
I used
about.
to make fun.
He used to make fun.
You don't have a choice if you're in a band together.
I feel like it's a really good way of spending father and son time. As far as if we get out on the road and stuff, that's going to worry me.
I'm gonna get lit. I'm gonna get tired.
He's going to get hogtied to the bus. But
Like a mermaid on a ship.
it's like
I'll be at one
Iggy Pop had his son on the tour, like for a small amount of time, and he said that it was just awful.
Right.
He had to fire his son because he didn't want all the temptations and stuff he was out there. But not that we would ever. But yeah, I see it as a positive thing.
And Trevor?
Oh,
Is it weird
I
working
think
with your dad?
it's not weird to say. I think that I was really lucky to be born into this. So
Right.
I didn't have to start it up from the ground like he did. He started it up from the ground. He wrote stuff,
Oh, we're getting a lot of
and he figured it all out.
reactions.
I didn't have to do anything. I just came in at an opportune time, and then things just went from there. But it's not weird. I actually like it because it gives us something to do together, and it kind of makes him a little cooler.
Your influence on him makes him a little cooler.
Yeah, just a little bit. So, yeah.
Sure it ain't the other way around?
Yeah, it's fair to say, like
No, it's definitely.
me and your mother went and saw Slipknot in '99. So it's
Okay,
the ground zero of all places.
tiebreaker. Who makes who cooler in this scenario? Or do you just rub off on the
I
both
think
of them?
it's me that is the coolness factor.
Nah, Bill's got his coolness
No,
factor, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Bill's really, really cool.
I don't know. Trevor's done really great because I can remember when he used to lay in front of my drum kit. and
Oh,
cry.
Yeah.
So he's done
Thanks,
good.
man.
Yeah, when it was the person we won't speak of, and me and Bill in the same building that we're rehearsing in now, he would be a little kid.
I thought it
we
was
were like,
so
one more
stupid.
song, one more song. He just wanted to play video games.
I never wanted to go to band practice.
I never thought I'd be in
was so
a band,
dumb.
Trevor. I'll say that.
And
Yeah, I
I
don't
drug
know.
him
I've been
around
there.
everywhere for practices. He kind
Well, aren't you glad you did that?
Yeah, actually, the way I joined the band was actually weird. I just went out. They were jamming with the old bass player, and then I just went out. Well, actually, no, we weren't even.
I was playing
you were
bass.
playing bass.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just went out there because I got a sheer boredom. I was just like, "Farm, take this band out." And then I was just like, "Okay." And then they made me play, and I was like, "I don't want to play." And then they made me play, and I actually kind of liked it. But I low-key, I was like, "Nah." But then I joined, and I actually like really fell in love with doing it.
Cool. So that's the last of my questions. Got about space for another 4 minutes. I do see Larissa out there. She hosts the next show, Jive and Jargon. I'm going to have to tell her that the studio died. See if I have any shout-outs, anything they want to say as we're closing out.
I just want to thank everybody that supported us. And, I mean, I'm going to do a shameless plug here.
Right on.
You know, check us out on Facebook. It's Shadowplay Music, facebook.com. As far as Twitter and Instagram, it's at ShadowplayBand and www.shadowplayband.com. And then YouTube is Shadowplay Band. So
Definitely check out the latest video if you're pure dark. I've linked it to most of my posts about Shadowplay for the past week, but definitely keep checking it out. I promised them that I would break 600 views because I'm super competitive and I want to break their last highest number. So let's make it the highest viewed show or the highest viewed video that they've ever had. It's gonna happen, even if I have to go watch it 400 times myself.
well, between the two videos that we had to edit to two different versions, we already got 400. So.
Shit, do it.
Shout out all my friends and the people who bought merch and stuff. I really appreciate you guys.
Including your friend who's blowing up the comments right now. She says, "You can't forget about me when you're rich and famous, Trev."
I won't, promise.
And then Sydney, she says, "I'm with you." Oh, now we're buying merch.
Yeah.
Hey, got y'all
Go,
on sale.
guys. I appreciate y'all.
Feel any parting comments, any shout outs, anything you want to do?
Appreciate it for having us here and buy the new album.
Right on. Go to the Rock Shop in Morganton, North Carolina at the Jamestown Flea Market. It's a vinyl exclusive, shop exclusive, right?
Called Behind These Walls.
Behind these walls.
Colored vinyl.
Colored vinyl.
Sweet. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Let's end it.